Hey everybody, what is up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here. I'm going to even take my glasses off for you guys. OCD Mikey here for another edition of the Mikey Show, live from Munich 2024. So, in typical fashion, as you guys know, I am the one that doesn't get paid for saying certain things. So I'm going to give it to you real and straight as you'd have it no other way. That's why you come to this channel. For no BS. So first of all, for none of you, for some of you that have not been to Europe, you know, the second we arrived, it was just, I mean, Germany is very clean and very orderly, at least on the drive to where we came. I'm staying at the Motor World, which is across from the MOC, which is where the show is. Like I walked to the show. It's half a block from me. It's just across the street. And this is the craziest, coolest hotel. It has the Aston Martin dealer. I mean, it's exotic car dealers and collections here and storage. For the most exotic, look in my video shorts. You need to right now look on my channel. Look where it says shorts. Choose my shorts, which are 1-minute videos, and I will show you all the cool stuff that I see. Now, I don't limit it to just hi-fi because there's more in my life going on than just hi-fi. So I show you cool stuff that I find while I'm going, and I shoot it in shorts. I'm not going to make some production out of it. As you know, I'm not trying to be that guy. So anyways, I'll go over my video or over what I saw today. Now, if you expect that I'm going to tell you, oh, because I'm in a different country, that the show is different, I'm not going to tell you that, okay? Europe is different than United States, regardless what you're doing, okay? So the show's no different. It's a nice show. It's set up, but it's still the same old shit, okay? There is really, I'm going in room after room, and I even did this in my shorts. I showed you some of the rooms that sounded perfect, quote unquote perfect, but were completely non-engaging. Some of the rooms that I just did not connect were total DAC. And I went in there, listened to Total DAC Room. It sounded great, but I completely was not engaging with the music. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what causes that, but some rooms sound perfect and you just don't engage with the music. Some rooms totally rely on imaging to, like, that's their trick. Like Magico S5, Wadax, I can't remember the amps that were in there. Maybe it was Pilium. I can't even keep up with which was from which room. And you know what? It doesn't even matter to me because they were non-memorable rooms, okay? In typical fashion, I went into the Magico room. The Magico tweeter is harsh, man. It has a freaking sear on it. It's like an edge to it that just isn't kind. Now, the imaging in that room was great. Like, it was three-dimensional. Well, imaging. But, you know, imaging, whatever. Oh, is that, you know, you can make it image, you know, whatever. You know, I mean, not every system images, but just to make it image isn't going to win me over. It has to sound natural and real. And the Magicos did not handle high frequency well to me. They're not silky. They're edgy. They're edgy, and they are what was the word that I had today? Etched. It's just an etched high. It is not smooth or silky at all. So that room was a disappointment. Another room that was totally made me go like this twice was the freaking Aries Surratt room. A total overdone, phantasmagoric looking audio. Like, it's like, whose freaking acid trip, bad dream were these things designed in? Okay, now to each his own. Some people may like that type of design. I think it's pukey. And the sound was so much like this. It was so horny sounding that then they were playing horns that it was not even kind. It was like, it was harsh, man. It wasn't like natural horn harshness where sometimes it was freaking aggravating. It was ugly. They needed to turn that shit down. And the stuff is non-realistic audio. Who uses that stuff like that size and that type of, you know, you're going to wait a year to have it made, whatever. It's not real type of audio to me, okay? That was a complete letdown. Ari Sarat, thumbs down for me. I will go back and give them a second chance, but thumbs down for me. And I think it's potentially a good brand, but it hasn't hit it off for me in the last couple of rooms. What else was not? And then the Martin Room, which I love Martin speakers, and that's fine speakers, but the Martin Room had MSB DAC, and so it was a little aggressive, which isn't necessarily the signature of Martin, but that room was slightly aggressive. So that one, while it was engaging to a certain degree, just kept reminding me, when you get that aggressiveness on the top end, it keeps reminding you that you're listening to music, that you're not lost in the music. It just keeps reminding you that you're listening to a reproduction, an audio system. Went into Nagra and Stenheim. Amazing room, the big Nagra and Stenheim was just amazing sounding, very liquid. These are all in my shorts, by the way. Very liquid, very analog sounding, for lack of a better term. And Nagra uses the Playback Designs converter inside its DAC. So it's no surprise that it sounded analog-like, and it was very good. Now, the one that took me, the day's number one that really took me, was Nagra and Stenheim in the smaller room. There's a smaller room with Nagra and Stenheim that was like, and he played Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, and I almost started, tears almost came out of my eyes. Like, I had one of these swells up in your chest, and when you blow out, and you just hold back what's, like the emotion. And that was the system that got me today. That was the one that, bam, nailed me. It was so engaging. And, the systems that are engaging stand out because they're engaging. They don't stand out because of the sound. If you're still stuck in the, what does it sound like? I feel bad for you, because you're not understanding that if you're stuck in what does it sound like, it's not across the line. It's still analytical, and you're still analyzing it because you can't get out of your analytical mind because you're not connecting to the music. When you're connecting to the music, it could even sound not even the best sound, but it could be connecting you to a music in a way that makes you forget that you're listening to a recording. And that's the whole goal with this shit, is to forget you're listening to a recording, not to sit and analyze all the time and just keep playing the same shit over. That's sick. And I kept seeing systems like that. I go in, they sounded really good, but they were non-engaging. It was funny. The room with Wadax had the Wadax DAC, but they had the Antipodes streamer. And you know why that is? Because the Wadax streamer sucks. It completely, let's say the software sucks, okay? It is not, they didn't work out the bugs yet, okay? It's still, the Antipodes kicks its ass for $23,000. If I wasn't using Playback Designs and I was not using that little ST glass fiber, Antipodes would be my choice for server. At one of the elite level servers, right? If you're going to spend 20 some odd grand on a server, I would definitely choose Antipodes over freaking Wadax, which is a premature product that just screws up all the time. I was at several different rigs where that thing keeps dropping out. And, there's reasons for that. But the bottom line is it's not a good streamer, as evidenced in this room. They didn't even use the Wadax streamer. They only used the DAC, and then they used the Antipodes because that's the one that is a better streamer. And I saw Mark Jenkins from Antipodes. Tip of D's what? Antipodes. Saw Mark from New Zealand. Haven't seen him in a while. We go back. We used to exhibit together. So it was good to see Mark. Good to see several people that I haven't seen in a while here, which was great. But all in all, this is more of a serious production out here. Like, for instance, we rode here from the airport on a tour bus that was probably like a, $350,000 plush luxury tour bus free ride from the airport to the MOC. Nobody's doing that at any of the shows at Expona. No, there is no, there is no tour bus picking your ass up from the airport and giving you a free ride, as far as I know. Free coffee, killer espresso that you just stand in a line and they're giving you espresso or macchiato or lattes free. Okay, they're not charging you for it. When you think about the amount of money that goes into putting this on, it's quite impressive. And they do it well, and they do it without being cheap. Now, if you have a room, maybe it's a different story. I hear you pay through the nose for the rooms here, which is a little different from back home, but it's just a higher level all around. Tomorrow I look forward to finding Karma. Oh yeah, another thing that was ridiculous. I went into, and you'll see it in my shorts, again, this, and I don't even remember the name of the cables because, again, these are things that I walk in, they're non-memorable to me. I walk in and in my mind I go, stupid, and then I don't even want to remember the name. So I don't remember the name of the damn cables, but they were so extravagant. They were just gold and white and gaudy, and they're just like big donkey dongs, just like weaving through everything, just big ass hoses, they're this fat, and they're just all up, and there's just, it's such a grotesque contraption. It's just like it's gross. And that's the whole thing they're featuring, and I'm sure then the whole pitch is, well, the system just isn't the system without these $800,000 worth of cables or whatever it is, something ridiculous. And so it's a parody. I think the name of that short was Stop the Dildosity. That's a new one that together, right, the gang, the tribe, and I have put this together, Stop the Dildosity. And that is what we say when we're talking about the dildo level, dildonic level. Here's another word, dildonic. The dildonic level of some of this hi-fi stuff. It is absolutely, it deserves to be made fun of. That's all there is to it. And those cables are another thing. It's like you go into the room, who is into this? Like, who actually wants a retarded level of cables like that? Like, taking up so much space and so much weight and so much cost for what? To show it off? You don't need it. You buy better components, then you don't need those cables. And you guys have heard me say that a million times. So again, there's always going to be these things. And look, to each his own. I'm giving you my opinion right now, okay? So if you have a different opinion, good for you. That's great. If you love this kind of thing, the dildosity, good for you. Embrace the dildosity, okay? I'm on the camp of stop the dildosity because I think it's taking our whole hobby into a wrong area. It's taking us into a disgusting area of just conspicuous spending and just yuck. It's just yucky all around. And that's just my opinion. Again, for whatever it's worth, maybe people get off on that kind of stuff. Maybe Jeff Bezos would get off on it, and he can, whatever, take pictures of his chick in her lingerie laying on the cables or something silly like that with devil horns on or something, whatever. You catch my drift. You know where I'm going. It's stupid materialism. Anyways, so that was it, man. I saw some cool stuff today. Gershman Acoustics. I always want to call him Gershwin. Gershman Acoustics was a great room. That was a room that I engaged with. That again was in my shorts. And again, you walk into some of the rooms and it's great stuff, and you can't say anything wrong about it other than it's non-engaging. I went to another room with these ridiculous level turntables and these speakers that were just incredible things, and it was so lackluster. It must have been over $1 million. It doesn't even sound good. The design, you look at it and you're like, that ought to sound like $1 million. Look at it. It looks amazing. And then you listen to it and you're like, wow, where's the beef? There is none. And this is nothing that is reserved for Munich. This is every show. Every show we get these same things. Now, here in Munich, we have a higher level of the expensive rigs, more of them than we do back home, And so there were a couple other rooms that I saw that I really thought were interesting. One was Bax & Mueller, or B&M, which were active loudspeakers that, again, they're in my short videos. If you look at my short video selections, They have, like, you can see square cutouts for their drivers with a very unique, it's not a ribbon tweeter, but they're active speakers, very made in Germany here, reasonable cost and very interesting presentation, very musical and very expansive in their soundstage. That was something different that I've not seen before, and I showed you all, and I was impressed with that room. That was very unique and different. I've not seen them before. And, oh yes, almost forgot, Avant-Garde Colibri. I've been waiting to see the Colibri speakers. These are baby Avant-Gardes. They're $8,000 or $88,000. They're under $9,000. Let me put it that way. The horns are about this big. Okay, so just imagine an Avant-Garde with a horn that's about this diameter, so maybe about 12 to 14 inches, and in a little small case, you know, this big by this big, with a horn in the middle, and then an optional separate 18-inch subwoofer, giant sub that sits on a pod, and that was like, I think, $7,000. So together these things are under 20 grand for a pair of Avant-Gardes that are, the output on the things was stunning. Again, in my video shorts, you will see I did a video. The output was crazy. So for those people that want to have a little party rig, you know, these things are incredible. Like what they would put out in a room. We were in a huge room and these things were kicking serious ass. Like my jaw hit the floor at the output of these speakers. They were incredible. I can't wait to get my hands on a pair of those and play around with them, because I think they're going to be something that'll be very, very unique and at a terrific price point. I'm going to take you guys on some really cool, on a tour after this. I'll be here for a month. I'm going to different factories. And again, these are things that I love, that I'm going because I'm enthused about them, not because someone's paying me to say good shit about it, okay? So anyways, that's it. That's my first day at Munich. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks for joining. See you.